Alright, we are live again. Brian here with another dinner and a show review on the road. I had my dinner already, so now I'm going to talk about the movie that I just watched with a good friend of mine. Pacific Rim Uprising, the sequel that nobody really asked for, but was sort of in development hell for a very long time. Guillermo del Toro was on the project, and he was the director of the first one, but of course that didn't go well, so he left, and now I think the director from Daredevil directed this movie, and it stars John Boyega in it, and you have a couple of the old cast members back, like the mad scientist, and his crazy friend. But man, this is crazy. This was such a weird movie. And I don't think that it's going to do well at the box office. I just have a guess. Yes, my theater was packed, but or it was full, I would say. It was a healthy size. But it is just, I don't see this movie having long legs. But I'll just get to the nitty-gritty of it. Yeah, so it's been 10 years since the first movie, which is sort of accurate. I mean, 5 years ago, the movie opened up or was released. So John Boyega is the son of Idris Elba's character from the first movie, and he's not his father. He kind of wants to do his own thing, and he does that. Steals parts from Jaegers that are dead or that are just kind of in a junkyard, and runs into Anora, I think that's the girl's name. And see, this movie is kind of just so weird that you don't really know a lot of the names of the characters. I think John Boyega's character's name is Jake. Anyway, they both get caught, stealing a robot, some robot parts, or making a Jaeger illegally, and so they get arrested. But instead of going to jail, they have to join the Jaeger pilot camp. So they're doing that. They got Shaw Industries is making drone Jaegers, so they can be mass-produced, and only one person has to pilot instead of two, because that's how the Jaegers worked in the first one. Yeah, so that's cool, but the project goes wrong, and somehow the kaiju make a comeback, and yeah, all types of craziness happens, and man, is this just a weird movie. One, I will say that while the robots are cool, visuals are cool, the effects are cool, there are some funny moments in there, but that's kind of all it's got. That's what it's got going for it. That is it, because everything else is a mess. I'll say John Boyega and a lot of the cast members, they did good. Your mad scientist is kind of over the top, but that you kind of get accustomed to that. You have, John Boyega was cool. The girl that played Oriana was cool. A few of the Shaw Industry agents were fine, but yeah, that's kind of it. The editing was pretty bad, especially with the fight scenes. Man, I hate, if you've talked to me about movies before, then you know that I get all up in arms when action sequences are poorly edited, and when I mean poorly edited, I mean they're cut too quick, so you get confused on what the heck is going on in an action scene, and that's what this movie does, and it's frustrating. Because I wanted to, keep up with the action, especially these are big robots, so a lot of, close quarters editing and cutting away for fighting scenes. It gets very confusing and hard to keep track of what's going on in the movie. So that's what got me a little, just a little frustrated. Soundtrack was fine. Man, I think just overall this movie was just a big letdown. It's like I wanted it to be better. The dialogue was garbage and cheesy. You had some characters that were needlessly conflicting with our main characters. You know, it's just, yeah, cliches and stuff like that. Will you find enjoyment in it? Probably, if, you know, you like giant robots fighting monsters, because you do have a lot of robot fighting, you know. That's one thing they got right. There was a lot of robot fighting, you know, the thing that you want from a Pacific Rim movie. Unfortunately, it's the Pacific Rim movie that we didn't ask for, and even worse, a bad Pacific Rim movie that we didn't ask for. So, did I have a little bit of fun? A little bit. So, I'm just gonna give this film a wave, a low wave. It's nothing special. Yeah. You know what? Sorry, it's not a wave. I'm gonna give it a leave you hanging. This movie was just not great, and it wasn't terrible, but it's forgettable, and it could have been better if they decided to go that route, or it just could not have been made at all. I had fun with the first Pacific Rim movie, and that was all I needed. But now we have some weird sequel that is kind of garbage. So anyway, sorry for those who are looking forward to it. So that's all I got. I'm Brian, and until next time, I will see you at the movies.